Hello, beautiful Gemini. Let's have a look at how you work with people and relationships and all those wonderful things. Well, first of all, Gemini. Today to Gemini has been a long day. Today to Gemini is not important, because when people find you a bit too important for them and they really cling to you, it gets a little bit weird. Things get a little bit off-put or strangely arranged. Okay, reality can become very, very gory. Yeah, almost like scary, with the Gemini elevated beyond everyone else. There could be a very strong need for that though, because you're looking for a twin. You're loving yourself probably a bit less than you need to if you're still looking for a relationship consciously. So have a look at that. Maybe you need to love yourself more. Gemini, you are the best when you're by yourself, or if you're in a relationship where you're completely centered inside, even to the point where you like not even listening to what they're saying, what they're doing, just like with yourself. So basically, Gemini, you got it going on. It's a very sexy sign. It's a very difficult sign to be with, however, because it doesn't really want commitment, or it doesn't really need to prostitute itself like other people do. Like, people do things for other people in order to get something for themselves, and they want to like put themselves into a little box just to make another person more comfortable. You know, people want to do these little things just to get a little bit more love, and Gemini doesn't really have to do that, because Gemini's got it. They've got a lot of feelings inside that are not yet discovered. They've got a great journey to go on. They've got something in front of them, behind them, somewhere where they're going. So basically, for a Gemini, if you're dating a Gemini, or if you're a Gemini, keep in mind, you're the most important person in the relationship, because you're in, you're looking, you're in, okay? Every time, you're in, so don't worry about what the other person's thinking or doing, anything like that. So you're it, okay? So Gemini and the first house, so this is for Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon to an extent, mostly like Gemini Ascendant as well, and if you got Gemini Venus. So Gemini and the beautiful Aries. What does it mean? Well, Aries pisses you off like no one else. Sometimes you'll meet an Aries, you'll be like, wow, you're lost, you're upset, you're not well at all. You might actually find a lot of things wrong with you as well. After a while, you'll be like, first like poking fingers at them, and then you'll be like, but I don't even have anything. I don't understand myself either. And they'll be like, sort of like, need commitment, need something, need to do it right. And I've been with a Gemini, and I'm Aries Ascendant here, so I've only been with a Gemini once. Usually with the Gemini and Aries combo, you'll feel good when you've done it. Like, okay, babe, let's do this. Let's move house. It feels the best. We've done it. And then you're like, I need to do something else. Let's buy a car. We bought a car. It was the best car. No. Okay, what do we do now? We get a baby. Oh my God, I can't be bothered. There's like, like, you sort of like get a gush of inspiration with an Aries, but then it sort of just goes like, we need a new interest. So that can be constant. And if you've got a lot of Cancer or Pisces in your frequency, that can be very tiring for both of you. It can actually be very stupid. I feel to commit to an intense relationship with an Arian, because of you don't have time for that stuff, Gemini, especially how you place in the sky at the moment. You just don't have the time to worry. There is no time to be plundering around looking for things to achieve. Just look at yourself, Gemini. You're great. Just perfect. You are perfect. So basically, release all you need to, like, and be fine with it. But yes, it can work. It could definitely work with an Aries if you commit to your own experiences. If you don't want to be around them, don't be around them. If you don't want to do that thing that they really want to do, don't do that thing. So basically, stay strong. With Taurus, Gemini looks to me very, very convincing. Something with you is like, whoa, I know exactly what to say. I know exactly what to do. Convincing, it looks convincing. You might find yourself very good in bed with a Taurus. You may actually find yourself very extremely sensual and suddenly erogenous with them. You may decide that you're bigger than you are, Gemini. You may actually start looking to yourself as a broker, as the poet, as the singer, the professional person, and you might even think that you're an adult. So with a Taurus, you may actually find yourself a little bit confusing for many of us who can see you. Not often does a person really see you with a Taurus. Like, we can see you, okay? This to do even if you say got Taurus Ascendant and you're a Gemini, you got like Gemini Moon, like Taurus Sun, something like that. This also works within your interpersonal experiences within. If you are with a Taurus though, you'll have to start wondering why you wanted to be that all along. So you might meet somebody who's Taurus, they elevate you, they make you promoted at work, they make you like get a lot more acceptance and respect in society, but then you've got to wonder, how come I wanted to be this all along? There needs to be, why did I want it? Why did I want it? Because then the gem is born. Then you'll be like, I just needed a little bit more acceptance from my mom. I needed to be accepted by my mom. And then suddenly you'll be like, cool. And then you're like, okay, cross that out. All right, I'll do something else then. So basically with the Taurus, you can do a lot. You can really, 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 really come to a cute lifestyle with a Taurus. You can really have a boutique lifestyle. With the Gemini and Taurus together, you can make a little thing happen. You can make a little piece of heaven for yourself. You can connect to different people of different races. You can also consider buying a property together that's really wealthy and that other people will come to or like invest in. So basically it's a really nice, sturdy, stabilizing presence, but the Taurus may not be exactly there. Like there will need to be some kind of compromise on their front for you or something like that, and they may actually need to be within your parameters no more after a while. Like they might get home and then go right to bed. So basically with the Taurian, be still more and everything will work out. It's amazing combo. So let's move on with the Gemini. Okay, Gemini and Gemini. Okay, so these two are great. These two are partners. These two are perfect. Everything is matching. Everything is beauty. Everything is nice. Everything's clean. Everything's great. Except no one's really there. Nobody's really like, yes, I feel. There's just like, okay, we're great. We go together. We hold hands in public. We wear the same kind of colors. We like each other. We like this world. We like this. But nobody's really like grateful or like needing or feeling. Like there's something inside that's squishy and deep that's just like, it's just not vibrating. So basically with a Gemini, if you're a Gemini, this is great. But don't worry about not feeling sometimes. It just means you need to cry and just do things like a little bit superficially at first, but say, okay, this is perfect. You go to a freaking cinema, you watch a movie, you bawl your eyes out together, but then you go home and then you just put on, that nice sweater and you have that wonderful, cup of tea and everything's normal, but there needs to be purged together. For example, you go to a 5 rhythms dance thing. You dance crazy, you cry, you laugh, you do all this crazy stuff, then you come back together, but there needs to be a very strong together connection there for sure. If there's not, if one person's away, you got a long distance thing going on, if you got like other people in mind, it's not going to work. It's just not. So there is a joining with Gemini and Gemini. So basically keep in mind that you might need to travel together, do things together, work together, commit together, commit to them as well as you would commit to you. So Cancer and Gemini, there is a lot of passion and power. There's a lot of passion, power, sex, deep desertion. It's like Game of Thrones. It's like a freaking drama. You and a Cancer is like mom and a son, okay, or a daughter and a dad. There is something very, very goofy going on, and there's definitely something very growing within you. If you've got a Cancer in your life at the moment, it means you're ready. You've got to do it. You've got to give it up. You've got to change it. You've got to start anew. There is something very, very soft and spoiled within you that needs to be harder, or there's something very harsh inside your judgments about other people that needs to be softer. So basically, transformative relationship, but be wary. Like a little bit, just tiny bit wary that Cancer may not like you. It may be one of those startling, starry-eyed relationships where you meet them, you're like a woman, and you come to the bar and you're like, hi, how's it going? And then the guy looks you up and down and like, nice, yeah, you look great. But inside they're like, what the fuck are you wearing? Why are you with me? Like, there might be something in Cancer that's like, that's embarrassing. Put that away. Like, that is just not seen by you, Gemini, but they'll be like, a slight deservance of more on your part. So basically, don't go for everything that they're saying, but even if you go for everything they say, I feel it really definitely would bring you more wisdom and truth later on in life. So enjoy it. Enjoy your starry-eyed relationship with Cancer. If you wanted it to last, I would suggest keep to yourself. even to the point where you have your own room, like you're a rebellious teenager and you've got all your posters in your room, you've got everything that you want in your room. They might come over and be like, oh, that's wonderful, darling. Like thinking, that's terrible. What you're doing is terrible. But you'll have to start looking to yourself to the point where you're rebelling like every day, each and every day against them a little bit. Like, you know that they hate yellow as a color, you wear yellow every day, just for fun. Because it becomes like a teenager and a parent relationship after a while. And if you don't keep that frequency going, sometimes it can get really stale. Anyway, so let's move on to the next sign. We've got Leo in the house. Leo and Gemini, good going, finally found you. Oh my God, where have you been? So Leo and Gemini is like, mate, it's you, mate. So if you are Gemini rising, Gemini sun, Gemini Venus, not so much moon, but yeah, you meet a Leo of any placing and you just might be like, oh, good, you're here. That's great. And then after that finishes, that wave of like, it's you, finally. You might just be like, okay, I'm bored. And even if they're a really cool person, there might be just a big silence in the room, like, sorry, I don't want to talk right now. And not because they're not interesting, they might be. And it's just like, so what does this relationship bring? Well, it brings safety. Definitely, it brings a lot of safety and a lot of, you know, those contemplating moments, like you go to the beach together, you just look at the sun, like, yeah. And then you have sex, you know, and then you do something else, and then you don't see each other for a while, then you come back to each other, hey, I love you, and then, okay, well, like there's nothing really fluffy or light, but I feel if you are with Leo, if you're a Gemini, there will likely be a lot of turmoil inside that gets resolved. Like you may have been very torturous about something and suddenly you're just like, it's not torturous anymore. It's a good vibe. It's a good vibe for anything. If you're a very stable-minded one as well, I feel it'll be good. Anyway, moving on because I'm bored of that energy. Moving on, Virgo and Gemini. Okay, so Virgo and Gemini are both communicative signs. This does not look amazing, though I feel Virgo will provide you a lot. They'll just give you a lot of things. They'll tempt you with a lot of different ideas, and I feel Gemini will find themselves anew. But at the same time, I don't think it'll last forever. Though, you know, they might stay around for ages with each other, around each other. I think Gemini will feel like there's more things to this world than Virgo will give. And sometimes it'll be like really annoying for the Virgo person because they'll be like, but I've given you everything. Because Gemini for Virgo is like, check please, and Virgo's like, I got this and I got this, I got this. And sometimes Virgo, like there is an opportunity for you to be served or provided for by a Virgo. But I feel at the end, Virgo will not understand why you left or why you didn't really connect, like really want everything that they were giving, because Virgo gets a little bit like breathless with you, like wants to give, and like say everything that they know and then like sort of provide you an output. But at the same time, it's like Gemini is not really there for that because Virgo tries to accept through Gemini. Tries to be more like Libra. It's like Libra is like output because Libra is like the anus of the zodiac. So like Virgo is like, well, I got this and I got this and I got this. But Virgo doesn't understand. They just need to be like, relax. But if you get a very, very, very mild Virgo, you might actually fall in love and you might actually not even know it. You might be like giving them shit. You know, if you're a Gemini, you might like poke fun at them and, you know, just do that kind of thing. But then you might actually find that you're actually falling for them even though you don't think you are. Anyway, Libra and Gemini, there is a good chance that would work if Libra is not bored. There is a tiny bit of an opportunity for Gemini to express themselves. Like there's a window. During the window with Libra, Gemini's like, oh, it's my turn. It's like everybody's clapping. It's my turn on stage. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys what I know. And usually you are confronted with a Libra as a person who's in close proximity to you when you think that you are what you are. You think, I am this. I'm ready to tell everybody what I know. I'm completely here. I'm completely aligned. This is everything that I am and everything that I ever will be. When you're at this point, you'll finally meet a Libra. And Libra's like, yeah, okay. And then sometimes you'll be telling Libra things that Libra knows are false. And usually when you're close enough, Libra will be like, that's all bullshit, babe. That's all bullshit. And that is something that you need to listen to. because sometimes Libra can see your flaws way out more than you think. So when you are committing to a Libra in a partnership or in a very close committed relationship of any type, you might need to know that they're guru, okay? Libra will know way more than you ever know just by seeing the bullshit and seeing what's not. Like, it's not a personal remark. Say you've been reading this book and you want to teach everybody the content of this book, and Libra might go, actually, that's bullshit. But it's not because they're mad or angry, it's just because they can feel. And then you will need to either go and learn with someone else, or you'll need to calm down and see what they know. Because Libra has a little key for you of everything that you've dreamt of if you really have the time to give them very little, but at the same time listen to them more than you probably like, but also learn from them every day, like how they wash the dishes, how they look at the mirror, how they dance, how they walk around. There's something in the Libra that's very small that can teach a Gemini and Aquarius anything. Like, they're like a database. It's like open book. You can actually learn anything from me now. And that is something that Gemini probably doesn't really believe, because they like kind of feel that the world is very stoic in some ways, and that's what Libra doesn't like about Gemini perhaps. But in the end, I feel it will provide more than you think, that frequency. Although you will not find it satisfying as a Gemini, you will not see the same balance and the same glory that you might with an Aries or with a Virgo even. Like, you might not find the same like lift with a Libra, but at the same time I feel if you're with a Libra, if you're a Gemini, sort of keep going. If you don't want to keep going with a relationship, it's fine. It's just, you have to know that it's a very stoic relationship in some ways that will bring to you more birth of yourself. But if you don't want to, it's fine. But it usually is up to like both to figure out what they do not want in their life, because they're both dual, like two scales, two Geminis, you know, like two twins, you know, you're both kind of like, which path do I pick, which path am I? And then at the end, it sort of like it becomes known. And sometimes if it's a really drastic change for both of you, usually at the same time, it just means it's just not meant to be. But sometimes, you know, you can keep on softly changing throughout your evolution together as well. Scorpio and Gemini. Well, okay, so Scorpio gives Gemini more than anyone. It just like, there you go. It just gives. Like, for example, if you're in a partnership with a man, you know, usually traditionally, like whatever, if you're a woman, especially in traditional cultures, if you're a Gemini woman with a Scorpio man, he might just like bring home the wallet, open it up, give you money, and then walk away. Like, there might be something within Scorpio that just wants to give you something and not freaking see you again. Like, and there usually might be a feeling within you that you want more. Okay, well, he or she, you know, they gave me something, a piece of themselves or a piece of information, I need more. And you might be like a baby, like, where, I want more, where, I want more. But Scorpio is not really there to really give you more. It's just there to give you exactly what you deserve or what you need or what they get God telling them to do. Basically, when you are with a Scorpio, you are really elevating them and pushing them through a different process of their mind where you're not welcome. You might be thinking, I need to tell them about how I feel about things and what I need to do. But, you know, they'll give you a lot, but it's like, leave them alone. It's like, so you come to a Scorpio and they just need to do the thought thing themselves. Whatever they're doing in their mind is not really on mind, it's on spirit level. So it's like, they don't need to talk about it sometimes. But they'll come in and they'll be like, okay, sit down. Here's your dinner. Here's everything that you need ever in your life, ever. Like, Scorpio is like, here's everything you'll ever need. See ya. But don't take it personally, because they've taken what you've given. They've taken the download. They've taken your energy. Now they're doing something with it. They're birthing something new within themselves. So basically, let them alchemize within themselves, but don't like push them. But we don't spend time together, but we never like, you know, cuddle. Just let it be. Okay, so they give you something and then they walk away. If you're with a Scorpio, there's a very good chance that you're healing something huge. Like huge. You don't even freaking know. It could be a past life thing, but most likely it's this life. If you've been sexually assaulted and you don't even remember or don't want to talk about it, if you've been abused by a partner before, if you've been put in a really weird circumstance, if you've gone through something really dark and you're like, I'm fine with it, everything's fine, the universe provides, they've come in to basically show you otherwise. They've come in to show you like, actually, no, you made it happen in some way. Look, you've done this, you need to own up. So when you hear sometimes with Scorpio, you will not get the best slice of cake, but it'll be exactly the slice that you need. You may not think that you want the money, but you definitely need the money. You may not think that you are worthy or you're worthy of more than what they're providing, but you just have to be like, okay, they're providing me this, okay, and I'm providing them that, and then I'm learning and I'm healing. So it's a really interesting relationship, but it's got to hurt. It's got to hurt somebody in the end, because everybody's learning a lot. So basically just let it be, enjoy, because you are their 8th house. Enjoy, you are their own house. Okay, Scorpio is the 8th house and you are accelerating the 8th house. So basically enjoy. The sexual experience is good, amazing. If it is like not hurtful or, you know, weird in some way, awesome, just accept it, just do it, just whatever. But at the same time, keep going with what you are. So know that they're giving you something from your past and bringing you forward, but at the same time, like, you got to like leave them and not try to be buddies with them. Like, there's like a restraint with a Scorpio. With a Sagittarius, well, this is beautiful. Okay, so basically Sagittarius makes your life very easy. It makes everything really powerful, makes things very normal. Like, okay, so, hey babe, how are you going? Good, wonderful. You know, here's a hug, here's a kiss, everything's fine. There's something, although, with Sagittarius that's a little bit saddened by you. They might be a little bit concerned about how you spend money or how you are in the world or what you do with your time, or they don't like what you do for a job or something. There's something like they're a little bit condescending underneath. Like, everything's fine, look, everything's fine. Like, they're kind of like a counselor. They look at you like, you're fine, that's fine, okay, good, well, don't do that again. Like, so basically, if you're a Sagittarius, you're doing something you don't even know you're doing. It's a really good idea to just let it go. If you can, just be yourself. It's just easy. So Sagittarius is like a clean slate, clean, fresh green if you want it to be. With Capricorn, Gemini doesn't need anything, but it does, because when you're with Capricorn, you're going to get twisted the fuck around. Basically, when you think, I've given everything a shot, I've got everything, I've mastered my reality, everything's fine, that's when you get a Capricorn, babe. When you don't think that you've got anything else to learn, you get a Capricorn. The Capricorn just goes, you are wrong. That's not good. You're wrong. And that can be very traumatizing, because usually Gemini or Capricorn provides a very slow burning love for Gemini. It's like slow burning. It's like, I know I shouldn't think about her, but I can't stop thinking about it. It's like a mirage. It's like, oh, Capricorn. And Gemini sort of becomes really self-doubtful with Capricorn sometimes. It can be like, there was a time I shouldn't have done this, or I can't go on with this. Like, there'll be something with Capricorn that makes Gemini go, oh, but I cannot ever. I could not. Do you think I could? And Capricorn's like, you could never, ever do this. And then Gemini sort of like becomes a little bit obsessed with the idea of never ever. There's something a little bit strong and stoic there. But at the same time, there's like a burn. It's like, I want her, or like, I needed him all along, and now he's with someone else. Like, there needs to be a very, very strong, it's like, there's nothing you can do. Okay, if you're with a Capricorn, okay, sorry, Gemini, if you're with a Capricorn right now, hello, Gemini, if you're with a Capricorn right now, it means you've got a lot of shit to do within. It means you got a lot to do, so it's like you can't break free. And it's not something that you can just fix. It's got to be a slow burn till either you guys complete the cycles and you just become friends but still lovers, or you go somewhere else. But there's a very strong need for you guys to be there together if you guys are sorting out a lot of trauma together or something. Okay, so Aquarius for Gemini is wonderful. It's like your best friend. It's like wonderful. I don't think it would last too long if you're not into it. If, like, say you've met an Aquarius and you thought, that is my girl. That's my girl. That's it. That's your girl. But you need to start committing. Like, when you get that feeling like, it's my girl, it's your girl. But you have to start committing, because the fixed sign, you can't just go, that's my girl. I like her though better than you. Or like, I don't actually need you. That's my girl. I don't even need a relationship. You meet somebody and you go, that's my girl, that's my boy, that's you. guys, together, and you gotta fucking do it. You gotta do it. You can't just be like, that's my girl. You can't. You have to do it because something in you pushed you towards it. Now, if you don't want it, like you meet them and you're like, hi, you're cool. You're really cool. There is no need to be together because there's more likely chance that it will really not work out and you might get committed to something that you don't actually want to be committed to. So basically, if you were somebody who's an Aquarius and you kind of met them with your mind but not your heart, and you kind of like, okay, I guess that's it. Like, you can't keep on going. Say you might want to make out, or you might want to cuddle, you might want some closure, you might want some connection, you might want to feel a friend, you know. But at the same time, you kind of don't really give any shits at all about them. There will need to be definitely a stop to those kind of relationships with you, Gemini, because basically they become ingrained. Because Aquarius fixed sign goes, okay, now you're with me. You're not going out. You're not talking to her. And that can sometimes really break your heart if you don't really want them. So really be mindful if you want or not want with an Aquarius. With Pisces, Gemini commits to anything and everything because Pisces goes, I want to rule the world. I want a brand new vehicle. I want to make myself 3 times skinnier than I really am. I want to create a great new form of art. I want to do Pisces goes a bit weird with Gemini. They'll just be like, I want to live my life everywhere at once. I want to get a house in the Bahamas. Like, Pisces will just go like, oh, la, 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 because Gemini activates within Pisces something really special. But for it's like home, it's like Eden. Gemini's like, I got the keys for Eden, and Pisces is like, oh, what do I want? I can have anything. So basically, Gemini, if you're with a Pisces, know that you are not it. Sorry, you're not it. You are yourself, for you, it. But for them, you are not it. You provide them a catalyst that is beautiful, and that's like the past energy. They're like, oh wow, because you're their 4th house. You make them crazy, they feel like they can do anything, but you need to start thinking about yourself. So for example, you get a Pisces girlfriend, she kind of thinks that she could be a model and an actress now that she's met you. That's fine. But you gotta do your own thing. You gotta call the shots. You got to call your friends, you got to do things outside of that relationships, because Pisces is really freaking strong on Gemini. It can just envelop you and you can be under the ocean and you're kind of I don't know what's going on. She wanted me to turn up, but then she didn't turn up. And then she called me at 3 in the morning and then I didn't know what to do with myself. And then we had crazy sex and then we talked about her auntie afterwards. And then weird stuff happened and her mom walked in and you could be in a really interesting dimension with a Pisces Gemini. So I would not really advise you to completely get washed into that. Just be mindful about what you are and what you want to be. At the same time, use their frequency. Pisces can be oh, brainstorming, brainwashing. And then Gemini can be okay, yeah, I don't really want that job anymore. They're under the sea with Pisces. Yeah, it's true. I don't really want that job anymore. Oh, yeah, the ex-girlfriend was a bitch. Yeah, that's true. I'm kind of recognizing it now. Okay, but now I need to do something else. And Pisces will be just lay there in bed with me and touch me. Let's do things together. And you're yeah, that's fine. It's like the crazy girlfriend when I was D. Something weird happened. A cat, catnip cat, okay? So you basically got, okay, I'm loved. And you got this person on you and you're this is great, this is wonderful. And you're okay, Earth to Gemini. What am I doing though? What am I doing with this person? It doesn't matter, man. Make it happen. What do you really want? I don't actually want to be a banker. I want to be a musician. Okay, let's make it happen. And the Pisces is I got the codes. I got everything you need. And then you just get it done together. It's a weird limbo with Pisces. Anyway, thank you very much for listening to Gemini. I hope you enjoyed this prognos. Yeah, and if you you can get a reading with me. I've upgraded my website. I've also upgraded my prices. So basically, yes, I do compatibility readings. I do all sorts of readings. I do all sorts of things. So let me know if you'd like a reading, and I'll see you soon. See ya.